Buongiorno! I am Rosario Vinci. I'm the chef today and I come from Florence, Italy. I've been cooking for 51 years, so today we're gonna make a simple dish. Only 6 to 7 minutes is a special cod in lemon butter wine sauce. So pay very good attention what we're doing too. And remember, have a good wine. Whatever you use it for cooking, always you have it for drinking too. So the way you can have a great dishes. And we do have tomatoes because we're gonna dice them up, lemon juice, salt, we have a black pepper, we have a beautiful cod fresh, and we have a for vegetable, a petite eggplant. We'll saute the eggplant. The first thing we have to do here is very simple process, so we have to cut up the parsley. It's fresh parsley, it's very good. It helps your life to give the ingredient a great flavor too. And if you get it some of the Italian parsley, chances are it's gonna give a beautiful, beautiful flavor in the dishes. So once you cut the parsley, and that's basically what we want to do it too, we're going and dice up a tomato. And that's a tomato. That's a Roma tomato. It's very nice. So what we're doing too, we don't need a lot of tomato. 1.5 for this cod, or 1 tomato is probably plenty. And that's what we're doing too. Like you see it too, simple, you slice it first, then you dice them up to the size you want. And that's it. That's our tomato for today. We have a lemon already cut up too, and what we do in the cod, we already put a little bit salt in top, black pepper in top, and a little salt. Okay, so let's be available to do the second part of the cooking. Okay, now we do a simple procedure with the cod. It's poaching. We do the poaching method, and that's one the nice way to cook a fish. So we started with the simple wine. Remember, I'm drinking the wine, but I use it for poaching. So I just put half a cup of wine and approximately half a cup of wine. It's very nice. At this point too, I place my fish inside. If you see it too, I season it nicely, and that's basically what I do. I use a couple lemon wedge. I do have it beside me to make sure the seed is not there too. And then once you put your lemon wedge, you get your parsley, and don't be afraid about to put the parsley. Like you see, I use my finger, but basically 1.5 tablespoon of fresh parsley, and I put everything in top. Very nice. Then I put 1/4 of butter stick, and that's a little seed inside too. Again too, I want to make sure we got enough black pepper, so I put in addition, and tiny bit more salt, because that's gonna go in the fry pan and gonna stay. And that's the best way to do it now. After you have everything going the way you want to, you just cover it and let it sit for 4 to 5 minutes. Okay, so let it cover. Now, what you see here, it's a very nice cod, and the most difficult part of a lot of people to be able to understand how long it takes a fast and when it's ready. A lot of people is afraid about. You see the butter and the wine melting very nicely, and you see it started flaky. And basically, if you put a light finger, it's separated, you know it's done. And basically, this fish in a matter than 4 minutes, we've been doing it, it's ready to. The only thing that we have to do now, on this fish, we have to separate it with the sauce, and then we're going to tie the sauce a little bit to make it more creamy, so we can pour on top of the fish. At this point too, it's very simple. We top the fresh tomato on nice fish, and we have the water. Now you have to remember one thing: if you want to cook any good pasta, you have to make sure you put a salt. The salt will preserve it, plus give a nice flavor, and the pasta will taste good to you. what I do here, I put the blend oil, like you see in the fry pan. It's very, very simple. And at this point too, I just get eggplant and I put it there. They don't have to be very, very hot. You just put all eggplant in there, and the key is to put enough salt. The Chinese eggplant doesn't perspire like the black eggplant. The Chinese eggplant is much better. They absorb a lot of oil, but they're not that bad like the other. Okay, what you are doing right now too, you can see it, I put eggplant, I put a salt, pepper, and I put a plenty parsley. It's a favorite. Parsley doesn't have a lot of flavor, but it helps a lot too when it cooks. It will taste very nice, make everything taste very good. Now you can see we have the pasta, and actually the water started boiling. And what we done today for our fish, we'll prepare with a nice bow tie. And we decided to use a bow tie pasta. And the water, because today we're not going to put a lot to the bow tie. We're going to put enough for the dishes. That's a beautiful eggplant. You can see it, eggplant started getting nice color. Now, that's a petite eggplant. It doesn't need it to cook too much. Only needed to get it a tiny bit coloring. Okay, and that will show it to you one the big secret to make the eggplant taste sweet to you. But first we want to make sure we saute it. Alright, now at this point, remember I told you I'm going to show you a nice little secret about the eggplant to give it some trick now. That's balsamic vinegar. A lot of people don't know balsamic vinegar is a very good thing for eggplant. So I just put a little bit, not too much. Enough to blend in together with eggplant. And that's, guess what? We can shut the eggplant is down, believe it or not. That's good. The only thing that we're ready for our pasta. And the pasta should be ready in a minute or two. And the fish, of course, is ready. So we'll be able to have everything together in a short time. And like you would say too, it don't take too long to do everything. So now we're gonna put this in. Okay, and so we have to just make sure now we put everything together for you to be able to understand and see it. Okay, and basically this pasta is al dente. That's exactly like we want it, okay? Okay, at this point too, we're doing a very simple procedure. We save some of the sauce from the fish. We put a little bit butter in our fry pan, and we save it enough to be able to put all together. And that we had the pasta. So once we had the pasta, now we blend it all together, and we want to make sure it got a great flavor. We put an additional black pepper if you like to, and we put some cheese, little salt, and we'll be able to get everything combined together. And then we'll be able to show it to you the beautiful dishes of fish, pasta, and eggplant we prepare today just for me and my friend Jeff. Of course, we wish we had other people with us too, but we don't. So, buon appetito. Now, that's the best part of the evening. Now we're gonna sample our work. And of course I have a lot of confidence in that it's gonna be good, you know. So I have my wine, I have a nice little pasta, I have the cod, and of course an additional cheese on the pasta wouldn't be too bad. I like most of the time use a pecorino romano. It got a lot of flavor, it tastes good, it tastes strong, and I like in pasta. So if you like Parmigiano Reggiano, that's fine too. We don't discriminate against cheese. Now, add a little bit of lemon juice, okay? And you know what? My grandmother told me if you want to taste your wine very good, just put lemon juice in wine. That tastes very nice. So at this point too, buon appetito, grazie. It is good, by the way. Very tasty, very tasty.